Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Wednesday, February 19th, 2020. We are again in the final hour of the trading day. I mention this each day, but I think it's worth repeating. I make the majority of my buying and selling decisions based upon the prices as close as I can get them to the close of the market. During the day, you have the algorithms, you have the day traders, they're battling it out, not as much size. I consider it a lot of noise. At the end of the day, in the last hour, and particularly in the last few minutes, the large financial institutions come in. They're the best equipped. They have the most knowledge. They're dealing with the most money, and they take control of the prices away from the day traders and the algorithms that have been in control during the normal part of the day. But at the end of the day, large financial institutions come and take it away, and I like to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions based upon where they're moving the market at the end of the day. That being said, I have been making some day trades lately. I think it's a good example for me to show you that the setups that I use do work on all different time frames, all different types of securities. And so I did have a nice trade today on space, and I will show you that later. But the majority of my trades I do make at the end of the day. So hope everyone is doing well today. I appreciate you coming by. Always nice to see you. Always look forward to it. The market is, the Dow is up 157 points. It's up about 0.54%. The NASDAQ is up 101 points, up 1.04%. And the S&P is up 21.5 points, up 0.64%. So the clear winner on the day today is the NASDAQ, like usual lately. So let's take a look. Hey, Kamal is here. Good to see you, Kamal. Thank you for coming. Gamer Squad, hey, buddy. Good to see you, David. Mohammed is here. Hello, Mohammed. Nice to have you here. Thank you for coming. He says, hi, Greg and fellow traders. Hello. Hello, Bob. Nice to see you. And Zach, hey, Zach, SM. Hey, Greg and everyone. Hello, SM. Yin Yang, how's it going? Dan, howdy. Howdy to you. Amon Solo is here. Good to see you, my friend. Amon's having a great day today. My gosh, I told you, when Amon Solo makes a trade, you should listen. We'll go over those in a bit. Hey, Toby, good to see you. Appreciate you coming, sir. Okay, so plan for today. First of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions. We're going to talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them moving forward. Then I'm going to take a look at some of the trades that you've shown me and been so kind to share with me, and we'll go through those and take a look, see how those are doing. After that, I'm going to show you the potential trades that I'm looking at today. I've switched the format around a little bit. Instead of going through every single chart, I just went through them beforehand just to save some time, just to give you more time for me to answer questions, look at things you want to do. So, I have three criteria when I'm looking to buy a stock. First of all, I want to see a combination or a confluence of indicators lining up, or in other words, a combination or a confluence of different groups of buyers. And why that's important is, you will drastically improve your chances of having a profitable trade if you can be with as many other groups of buyers as possible. And I look at indicators as group of buyers, so I like to look for a confluence or combination of those indicators lining up on the daily time frame and on the weekly time frame. And as many correlations or as many combinations and confluences you have, the better. Secondly, I want to make sure I have a good risk to reward ratio. I want to be able to make at least $200 if I'm risking $100, if not more. That's very important. And thirdly, just want to make sure I do not have too many correlated positions. So I've already gone through the list. I do have a few candidates, and after we take a look at your trades, we're going to be going through theirs. Then I'm going to do a few minutes on trader psychology. I mention each day, but it is worth repeating. You can have you can be the best technical analyst in the world. You can have the best plan in the world, but if you do not follow it, what good is it? It's a skill. Think of it as a skill. If you find yourself breaking your plan, say, man, I need to work on that skill of mine and hone that skill, because the more that you follow your plan, the more you're going to make money. So, if you want to go out there and just shoot it up and have fun and gunsling, great. It's going to be entertaining, but you're not going to make as much money. And I think we're all here to make money. And so I'm going to talk about that today in the psychology section. Then after the market closes, if anybody has any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them, happy to clarify anything. If you'd like me to take a look at some symbols, please let me know. If you would like me to take a look at some symbols of yours and give you my opinion on them before the market closes, please do me a favor, put them in the chat. Please put a star by it. You know, as the channel's grown, you know, there's more comments and I only have an hour, so it's starting to get a little tight. So I'm happy to do it, but please put a star by it so I know it's time sensitive. Otherwise, I will just go ahead and break down those charts after the market closes. And I hope you understand, but it's with just an hour of the trading day, it's a little bit hard for me to get to everything, and I don't like that because I like to get to everybody's comment and question. But hope you understand. But if you want me to take a look at it before the market closes, please put a star by it, and I'll do my very best to take a look at it before the market closes. All right, so that is the plan. All right, so hang tight. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. I'll be back in about 40 seconds. Thanks. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. Okie doke. Mon says, I'm out of MYOK, break even, hit a profit target early on, but got stopped out. Okay, great. We're going to go through those. So you got out of that. All right. I was shocked to see something for Mon Solo not go up. I was literally like, what's happening? But boy, you've had a good day, and we're going to go over those. So, okay, noted, out of MYOK. Glenn, hey, how you doing, Glenn? Nice to see you. William Green, hello, sir. Always a pleasure to have you here. Good to see you. Frank, hey, how's it going, Frank? Frank has a poem for us. The teacher can only do so much. Knowledge is not a crutch. Learn what you can, and when you are ready to take a stand. As a bird must leave the nest, so too will a trader be put to the test. Wow. Very nice, Frank. Excellent. You are a master, my friend. I mean, how cool is this that we have daily poems from Frank and Joe? I mean, seriously. You don't get that on Joe Rogan. Right? Trading poems on Joe Rogan. All right. I'm going to read it one more time. The teacher can only do so much. Knowledge is not a crutch. Learn what you can, and when you are ready to take a stand. As a bird must leave the nest, so too will a trader be put to the test. Excellent, Frank. So good. Thank you, my friend. Hello, Christopher. Good to see you. Hope you're having a nice evening. Hey, Andrea, looking forward to our call tonight. Really looking forward to working with Andrea on our third call. Andrea says, I am afraid to take my first flight, Frank. Yep. Well, that happens. You know, sometimes you have two types of traders. You have traders that will take everything and anything, and then you have other traders sometimes that are scared to just take the one. But, you know, all you can do, Andrea, we talk about this tonight, but all you can do is, you know, find support. Look for a trigger. Hopefully you'll have the support as close to where your entry is, just barely above your support. So if you're wrong, you're wrong very small, and if you're right, you have a chance to have a good upswing and make some money, right? You know, position sizing is a huge portion also, Andrea. I'm sure if you bought one share of something, you know, you wouldn't be as afraid. So if you take it to the extreme and only buy one share, you're probably not going to be that scared. But if you buy 1,000 shares, sure. So you have to find that happy share amount that is going to let you follow your plan, not get scared out of the trade, right? And then as you grow as a trader, you become more acclimated to higher and higher amounts, and you just get used to it. But you have to get acclimated to it. Frank says, you will know when you are ready, Andrea. Very, very, very good advice, Frank. All right. So I was just looking at Spice and just not, I mean, just kind of chuckling out of not amusement, but just how crazy that stock is. And I had a nice trade in it today. I will show you that later, but I'm just looking at this like, man, these are crazy times. Glenn says took a pitch on GSX on break above 40 with teaching training online in China, very popular at the moment. Okay, took a pitch on GSX. The break above $40. Whoa! Excellent, Glenn. Up 18%. Like that's the average stock goes up these days is 18% a day, 15, 18%. So I'm going to get back to this, like I said, because I'm changing the format a little bit. I'm going to give priority to people to put stars by the symbols, and then after the market closes, I'll go over the rest of these things, if that's okay. Andrea, those poor birds taking their first flight. Yeah, well, they have to do it though, right? Okie doke. Well, let's get to it. See what's happening here. Facebook. All right, so I did buy Facebook. Looks like David's in this trade. Looked like Joe Turner's in this trade. I did buy this back on the 14th of February on Valentine's Day when the 10 SMA crossed over the 50 SMA. This is a good back-tested approach. The nice thing with crossovers is that they get you in the trade. If you're wrong usually pretty quick and pretty small, and if you're right, you have the chance for a lot of upside. That's what's perfect about crossovers. They get you out quickly if you're wrong. They keep you in for long term if you're right, and that's really an important principle of trading. Get out quick when you're wrong, be patient with your winners. So did buy it here at 214.12, hit a profit target yesterday, up 2 cents today, up a little bit. It's kind of underperformed the market. No profit targets. My initial profit target up there is the 70 RSI. If it rejects the 70, I will get out. If the price does close both below the 10 and the 50, this is the cross that I took. If it closes below both of them, that will be my signal to get out. But so far, so good on Facebook. All right, same approach. 1050 SMA does backtest well on IWM, which is the Russell 2000. Took it back here on the 11th at 166.88 with the 1050 crossover. It has moved up nicely since I bought it. Hit a couple profit targets along the way. Did hit another profit target today. So took some percentage of my shares off, locked it in. The market can't take it away from me. If the market goes crashing on down, well, I've locked in some profits and the loss will be mitigated. Again, 70 RSI is my initial profit target. I'll continue to phase all the way up there. Or if the price closes below both the 10 and the 50, which were the two moving averages that I used for the crossover, that would be a bad sign in my opinion, and I would go ahead and get out. So far, so good on Facebook and IWM. Okay, world famous SPY trade. I know you hear this every day, but in case we have some new viewers, I want to quickly go over this and explain why I do buy this every day. But this is from Liz Ann Saunders, at Bespoke Invest on Twitter. Backtest was done since 1993. Two approaches. First approach, buy the SPY at the open, sell it first thing buy at the open, sell at the close every day. If you did this every day, buy the open, sell the close, buy the open, sell the close every day from 1993, you'd have returned a negative 13.9% return for all your work and troubles. However, if you did the opposite, which is what I do, which is what Stephen Burns does, I buy the SPY at the close each day, sell it first thing the next morning. So the opposite, right? The one with the negative 13.9% return is buy the open, sell the close. I do the opposite. I buy the close, hold it overnight, sell it the next morning. And this approach has returned 634.2% compared to the opposite of negative 13.9%. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. Of course, that's true, but as I mentioned each day, I would rather allocate capital towards something that has a good back-tested record than something that has a bad record. And you can see this chart, the blue line here, the buy in the afternoon, sell in the morning. It definitely to date has had an edge. And so, this is what an edge looks like. Doesn't mean it goes straight up. There's ups and downs. You have to ride the bucking bronco along the way. That's why it's important to position size correctly. And the orange line here is the buy in the morning, sell in the afternoon. So you can see there's a huge difference, and that is why I buy the SPY each day at the close, and I sell it first thing the next morning. So that being said, I did buy it yesterday at the close at 336.71. Sold it this morning at the open 337.81. So nice little trade, over $1 per share trade. So this has been working out, did really well for me in 2019, and it is profitable in 2020 as well. Although we got off to a bit of a rough start, but you never know. May of 18. Was it 18? No, it's 19. May of 19, I think I lost 80% of my overnight SPY trades that particular month. But the next month came right back and probably won close to those. But, this is a long-term trading approach. It's just something I do every day, 10% position size. But nice overnight SPY trade here. Okay, so AT&T. So I did buy AT&T back here on the 13th of February. The prices were below the -1 ATR channel. We came back into the value zone. We had a couple days down, and then that was my trigger on the trade, V1. Here's day one, here's day two. Day two washes out day one, closed above day one's close. That was my entry. Just basically moved sideways for the last couple days. Today it finally did start to move up. I did hit one profit target here at 38.55. It is off of its high today. Looks like Bing He is in here, and David, Gamer David from Denver is in here as well. So glad to see this moved up. If this would have not done anything for another day or so, I probably would have gotten out with a time stop, but it did kind of start to move up today, which is a good sign. My stop is a close below the washout bar, the trigger bar here. Yesterday it went below it intraday, but then closed above it. That's why I kept it. So it's a 54 RSI. I have the 50 RSI underneath me. I have all these moving averages. We have positive momentum on the MACD, and did hit one profit target today. All right, only loser on the day today is UAL. I did buy it similar approach to buying AT&T. I did buy it yesterday here at 80.25 with the higher low V1. Here's day one, here's day two. Day two washes out day one, closes above day one's close. My stop here is halfway of the washout bar. It did test the washout bar already intraday. Now it is closing above. I may possibly get out of this one if I have a setup that looks better in the watch list. I'm going to be close to being maxed out on my position, so I'm either going to have to pass on one of these here or sell this one, take a small loss, and then free up some room to go into here. And then, it's kind of excited to show you this. I finally got some of that Space Virgin Galactic money today. I finally got on board. Okay, this is a 5-minute chart. I did buy it back, well, it was today at 10:45, but let me show you why I took this trade. We're above the 1 ATR channel. Remember, these are 5-minute bars. We're above the 1 ATR channel. We came back into the value zone. We held steady for a couple bars, had a nice V1 here. Here's day one, here's day two, washes out day one, closes above day one's close. Rejected the 50 moving average here as well, and that's what I like, right? Combination and a bullish engulfing bar. This is lower and higher than the previous bar. So bounced off the 50, nice V1, bullish engulfing bar, back up into the value zone. And I did not phase out on this one, and the reason I didn't phase out was because the bid-ask spread was about 5 cents, and it was too much work to do this on 5-minute bar, so I just decided to go with the one entry, one exit. If it had been like a 1 penny bid-ask spread, then yeah, I would have just phased out. But if I hit 5 profit targets on this and the bid-ask spread's 5 cents, that would be 25 cents I'd be giving up just on the bid-ask spread. So anyway, bought here. My stop was halfway the washout bar. intra-bar, it did go below but closed above, and then kind of moved sideways, and then up, 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 and I got out here when I closed below the previous low. But no phase. This was full on, just one entry, one exit, and it was 2.17% in about just under an hour. So anyway, that was good. Then it moved sideways. I got the meat of it, and then it took off like crazy. And then look what's happened the last 15 minutes. This from top to bottom here lost a mere 8.72% in in about 15-20 minutes. So anyway, that was a nice trade. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades, but five trades, 5 out of 6 today. So not bad. Want to say hello to Jesse. So happy for Jesse that he have this trade here. He's up about 80% on his trade on Virgin Galactic. He bought it. I don't know exactly the day, but I think he bought it right back here somewhere around $15, $16, and he has made almost 100% on his money. So fantastic, my friend. Really proud of you. He's one of my former students. Great guy. So, and if any of you have Virgin Galactic here, congrats. So, all right. Well, that's it. Hey, Steve Burns, what's going on, my friend? Nice to see you. As always a pleasure and always an honor to have you here. Yes, Steve's Disney trade looking fantastic. I got a little cautious yesterday. I wanted to have a little bit more confirmation than just the bounce, but the market off the 200, but the market did not care. And this has moved up nicely. I would imagine Steve's watching that 50 RSI today to see whether or not it's going to close above it or close below it. You know, it is a V. Well, I'll go over this in a minute. Steve says, great spice trade, Greg. I know it's kind of out of what I do, but it was fun to participate a little bit in that spice trade today, wasn't it? Hey Joe, good to see you. Appreciate you being here. Gamer said, do you take a full position in your intraday too? Intraday as well? Yes, I did. I did take a full position, Gamer. Yep, I did. So that was pretty sweet. I'm very, very happy with that. All right, now let's take a look at some other trades here. I told you when Mount Solo, I always do that. When Amon Solo takes a trade, take notice, like E.F. Hutton. So Mount Solo bought this back here on the 10th with the V2 and closed above the 50. Kind of was upward sideways today, up 5.8%. And Zach was in there too. So very good, Zach. Look at this beautiful trade, 5.7%. I'm telling you, Mon Solo is a special kind of trader because this is getting to be the norm for his. So congrats, my friend. Let's see. Okay. Match group. So Kamal took match group. I like this setup, this V1 under the 200, over the 200, under the negative third, over the third. Moved slightly the next day, up and up. It was up earlier today, down a bit today, still holding the 200-day as support. What do we have here? We have Nokia. Murat has had a nice trade on this. Murat trades a little bit differently than I do, but he did buy it back here about 395. So he is up nicely on the trade. Was way extended. Now it's coming back into the value zone. So if you're listening, Murat, and you have any updates on Nokia, let me know. Evan bought DD back here on the 11th of this February, V2 under the third, over the third, under the 30, over the 30. It's moved sideways up. It is up today, so it looks like he's having a nice trade. If I were in this trade, I'd be looking to see how it reacts around the 50. Bing He. So Bing He's been on a tear lately. He did take RPD yesterday with the under the 2 days test of the 200-day moving average, plus a V2, plus a tag of the negative third ATR channel. Moved up, fantastic for him. I don't think he phased out though. I don't think he got any up here because he He's a one entry, one exit. So it has turned around. Big V1 to the downside. Here's day one, here's day two. Day two washes out day one, closes below. Not sure exactly what his stop is on this, but I imagine it's probably a close below the 200. Amon Solo again. Look at this, guys. Look at this V2 that he took yesterday. Day one, day two, day three. Day two washes out day one, day three. Closed above day one's close. Closed above this previous high, which is a fractal. And it's up a mere 7.84%. Just amazing. It's just amazing, Mount Solo. Mount Solo is a pretty amazing trader. I mean, this doesn't just happen every once in a while. This is like the norm. So congratulations, Amon. Okay. Okay. Well, this was the one that surprised me because this one did go down for Amon Solo, but he did hit one profit target when it was up earlier, and he got out about break even on the other. So very, very good, very great technical trader. So I'll take that one off. I'm not done with Amon Solo's trades, guys. Exxon's having a nice day here today. Finally, MACD crossover and Beyond Meat. Amon Solo took this back on Valentine's Day with this V2, went up, rejected the 200 yesterday, kept it. It's up 4.37%. So it's unbelievable. I'm really quite amazed, and I mean that sincerely. This is not an anomaly today. This seems to be the norm. So congratulations, congrats, Amon. And I pay attention when Amon has trades. I should have taken his trades yesterday. Okay. Regarding the 50 RSI, could you explain to me why that matters in relationship to getting out of stock? Yes, I'm going to circle back to this after when I see how much more time I have. Okay, Zach, but if I don't, remind me because I will talk about that. Christopher says, Andrea, look at trading like running a business. Every business has costs, and that's just how I look at my losing trades. It's just a cost trick to keep them in the minimum like a business. That's right. Andrea is a business owner. She understands, you know, it's your cost of goods. Your losses are your cost of goods. And obviously, any business wants to keep their cost of good as low as possible. Christopher says, and I always also learning cost investment in me, as I always seem to learn more from my losing trades than I do from my profitable trades. That's right. There's an old saying, learn something from your losing trades because you paid for them. Bing He, good to see you, buddy. Just went over some of your trades. Hope you're doing well. What do you think of BBD? Okay. I will look at that. I'm going to look at the end of the day though, Bing He, unless you put a star by it. So I know it's really, if it's really important, you want me to take a look at it before, otherwise I'm going to run out of time. Mon says, thanks for the kind words, Greg. You are the real master here. I am just a student. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Yes, you're my student, but man, buddy, Air China might be worth a look. Oh, do you have a symbol on that, Christopher? Zach, of course, no problem. Andrea, I was in UAL but got out. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting out as well. All right. So listen, this is the time of the day where I do like to talk about trader psychology. It's very important. That's why I hit you guys over the head with it, and girls, every single day, because I've been trading for so long and I just know the value of reading these things every day, internalizing them. It's going to make you a better trader. There's some great Twitter channels out there, some great Facebook channels out there that put a lot of time and effort into putting out these good trading words of wisdom. And my favorite, Mr. Steve Burns, friends of the show, at S Joseph Burns on Twitter. If you have not subscribed, please do. Please read all of Steve's content. He has a great website, newtraderu.com. He has a weekly newsletter, video newsletter, where he goes over, let me show you real quick, where he breaks down the market three times a week. Oh, it's loading slow. Huh. Everything's a little slow today. If something happens and it goes out on us today, you'll know why. But I just want to show you here. This is on this was last night's, but see, he has a watch list of stocks. He does 2, 3, 4 minutes on each particular stock, similar to what I do. I subscribe to this, and I think it's great. I wasn't able to listen last night because I was had some friends in from out of town. But newtraderuniversity.com, I highly recommend this. I subscribe to it myself. I really do think it is valuable. So Steve says, good trading is boring. I think this is, well, maybe Steve said this or Mark Minervini said this. I'm not sure. But good trading is boring. Bad trading is exciting and makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up. You can be a bored, rich trader or a thrill-seeking gambler, losing trader, I might add. It is entirely your choice, at Mark Minervini. So, everyone understand this. You talk to any professional trader and they will tell you trading should be boring. It should not make the make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. If you're doing it that way, you're probably doing something wrong. You're probably doing it for the gamble. You're probably doing it from the excitement. And you're probably coming at it for the wrong reasons. If your reason is to want to make money at trading, then make it boring, right? Have a plan, stick to it. Don't look for thrills and excitement in the market. Just stick with your plan. And again, you can be a bored rich trader or a thrill-seeking gambler. I would rather be a bored rich trader. So thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. Okay. Marco is here. Hey, buddy. Nice to have you. Good to see you. Steve said, Solo, you are an amazing trader. I'm telling you, Steve. I'm telling you, the first time I started seeing some of Amon's trades, I thought, oh man, nice trade. But after a while, when it literally became the norm, Dr. Jorgensen, who's in the chat, he's over in Malaysia right now riding his motorcycle around. But we have talked. He's like, man, that Solo has these trades. I'm like, I know. I said, I don't think they're a fluke because, he has the touch. It's pretty freaking amazing. Steve says, thanks for the mention. It was Mark's Minervini's quote. Okay, great. But thanks for sharing it, Steve. And it makes sense, right? Let's be rich, bored traders. Let's not be thrill-seeking, gambling, losing traders, right? Take your choice. Take your pick, right? It's up to you. It's your life. And if you're a new trader, all you can do is either listen to people who've been trading a long time, like Steve and myself, Mark Minervini, or you can go it alone and do it the fun, exciting way. But I'd be very surprised if it worked out for you. So always good to learn from other people's mistakes, right? And I have definitely had them, and that's why I'm preaching from the pulpit here. Okay. What am I doing? Okie doke. All right. Possible entries today. Not a lot of them. This was Caterpillar on a higher low V2. It's not going to trigger, but I looked at it earlier and said, well, if it does trigger, I would take that higher low V2, but this definitely does not look like it's going to trigger. Disney, great trade from Steve. He bought it yesterday with this bounce off the 200. It is a V2. Here is day 1. Here is day 2. Here is day 3. Day 2 washes out day 1. Day 3 closes above. I'm a little torn here. Well, for one thing, it has rejected the 50 RSI. So if it closes below the 50, the trade's definitely off the table. If it closed above the 50, could I take it? I could. I'd have to use a close of the halfway of the washout bar here, or a loss of the 50-day moving average. We're right kind of back here where the sideways movement was. Probably even if it at its best, if it gets up to the 50-day moving average, I think I'm going to pass on it. But I hope that keeps going up for Steve. If we revisit the 200-day moving average again, I may take a crack at it. And I guess this would be a good time. Okay. Okay, Zach, you were asking me about the RSI. So, the RSI tends to tends to play in a range between the three key RSI levels: 30 RSI, 50 RSI, 70 RSI. If you're under the 30 RSI, you have that invisible resistance right here at the 50. Now, if you go up, reject it, that's usually when I get out of a trade. When you're below the 50 and it goes down, oftentimes it's going to bounce at the 30, right? If you close above the 50 RSI, now that 50 RSI is support below you, and the next level is the 70 RSI. So, if I'm buying at 30, I'm going to play to the 50. If I'm lucky enough to have it break up and hold above the 50, then I'll play to the 70, right? If I'm shorting at the 70, I'm probably going to cover at the 50, because now that's support. If I'm short at the 50 and it goes below, I'm probably going to cover at the 30. So that's the interplay. Support at the 30, resistance at the 50. If you get above the 50, you have support at the 50, resistance at the 70. If you get above 70, then you have support under 70. If you lose the 70, then you're going to have support at the 50. So does that make sense, Zach? Okay. So I'll leave Disney on there, just in case here. All right. Here we go. Here is Goldman Sachs. We made a lower low here. We did not bounce off the 30. It looks like we might trigger a V2 here today with a rejection of the 50-day moving average and close back above. It is a lower low, which I don't like as much as higher lows, because the people that were fortunate enough to have bought down here, if that hits the 50 and rejects it, they're probably going to bail. Just like I was telling you, Zach, right? They bought lower if it rejects the 50. Right now we're at 48.21. Looks like earlier today we did tag the 50. So I would not even consider this if it closes below the 50. I mean, it is a V1. Problem is with this setup here, using a stop here at the halfway bar is probably the more correct stop. You could use a closer stop of the 50-day if you wanted to, but it's pretty tight there. Well, we'll see. We'll see if this closes over 50. But if it was already over 50 today, so if it rejects it, nothing. So what else we have today? Merck, I was looking for Merck to go under 30 at over 30. It bounced right about at the 30. What I'd really like to see on Merck is I'd like to see it wash out this previous low. I'd like to see it go below the -3 ATR channel. I'd like to see it go under the 30 and then back over all of them. That would give me a little more confirmation. So ideally, I'd like to see it go down and then up in the coming days. Another approach, it does back test fairly well, has good results, not a high winning percentage, but good results with a close over the 250-day if it goes to the upside. So two approaches: under 30, over 30, washing out this previous low, washing out the -3rd and coming back over it. To the downside, that's what I'd look for. To the upside, close above the 250 would give me a good support level of the 50-day. Of the 250 below me. S&P, of course, we're going to buy that at the end of the day. Nice overnight trade. A couple more things here. Energy. So, I do somewhat like energy here. We have a higher low compared to Goldman Sachs. See how we have a lower low V2, lower lows tend to rally and then fail. Higher lows tend to have more staying power. You can see the V2 happen a higher low. Here's day 1, here's day 2. Day 2 thoroughly washes out day 1. Day 3, which is today, looks like it's going to close above day 1's close and back in the value zone. MACD is positive. It's a 44.33 RSI. My stop would be halfway of the washout bar right here. If it rejected the 50 RSI, Zach, like with other trades that I take from under 30, over 30, because right now it's at 44.39, I would be highly expected that if it hits the 50 and rejects it, I would get out. So if I take this, it may be a 1 or 2 day trade. If it goes up one more day and rejects the 50, I'd basically just take it off. But if it held the 50, then I would keep it. So this is my favorite one of the day right here. I also like it because it's a little diversified from just regular, US stocks. It's, well, I shouldn't say that. They are US stocks because they're oil companies, but kind of based upon a commodity, right? So a little diversity from just other types because it's energy types of stocks. So I do somewhat like XLE today. This is interesting. I'm definitely not going to short this, but I do want to point it out. We did go from over 70, under 70, over the third ATR channel, under the third ATR channel, which is pretty bearish, right? But my sense is, because this was such a nice big up move, my sense is there are going to be buyers there to buy that first dip, and you're probably not going to get a lot of mileage on the downside. I would prefer to just wait, have it go down, attempt to rally, have the buyers come in, have the shorts cover down here. You have two groups of buyers, have it rally up. Then if we could get a lower high with the V1, V2 trigger, that's when you'll have an easier move down. So just wanted to point that out. So right now, possibilities, Disney, it would have to close above 50, but I don't think I'm going to take Disney. Goldman Sachs, it would have to close above 50. It's kind of a big down move down here to really your proper stop. Like I said, you could use a close below the 50, but it's a little tight. I do like that it washed out this previous low, so we'll watch that one. Merck doesn't look like it's going to be there. SPY, of course, we're going to buy that as normal. And then XLE. This one is my favorite so far today. Now, with that said, you can see right now, 1, 2, I'll have the SPY tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions I have. I could add one more, but I'm not too thrilled that United has not done anything today on a big day up like this. So I think I'm probably going to close this one out and replace it today with XLE. All right. Steve said, that is great. Solo, Greg is the best one-on-one trading teacher I know of. He has a great system. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate that, buddy. That means a lot coming from you. Thank you so much. Zach says, yes, Greg, thank you very much. Okay, good. Steve says, 42 live viewers right now, close to the record. I'm not sure what the record is, to be honest with you. On my screen, I show 44, but I think my screen's different from other people's. Zach says, smash that like. Yes, thank you. Murat, hey, buddy. Good to see you. Appreciate you being here. Hope you're having a nice evening. Okay, so Amon Solo has a star. So that's my new thing, right? If you really want me to take a look at it before the market closes, please put a star so I know it's time sensitive so that I can give those priority. Because I'm finding myself at the end of the day just having too many things to look at. And so I want to be a little more together, right? And we can do it after the market closes. Okay, so listen, here we go. This is a very good example of not wanting to buy up here, coming back into the value zone, which is what we want. Sideways movement, then we make a lower high. See the lower high? Whenever you have a lower high, you need to wash out that first low first. Well, that's exactly what we did. That's exactly what we did here. And then triggering, looks like we're going to trigger a V1. So yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. What is that? TXG. Let's take a look at the weekly. So the weekly is a nice up move. It's kind of come down. It did test the 1 ATR channel that acted as support. I like it, and honestly, I like the volume too. Yeah, I mean, if you don't take that, I'm not sure what you take. The only issue here would be that it has to form a V1. Let's see, yesterday's close was 90.22. Is that right? Close 90.22. Okay. I may consider taking this. It's a good setup. 90.22 and right now it's 91.18. So yeah, not too shabby. My stop here would be halfway of the washout bar, which lines up nicely with the -1 ATR channel. So it does give a good risk to reward. I do like it. And it's coming from Monsolo, so it's even better. It's even better. Hey, Mount Doji. Hey, everyone. Any thoughts on BAC? Well, it poked its head back down into the value zone, but it hasn't formed a V1 or a V2 today. And even if it did, it's a bit high, Mount Doji. What's TXG called? It's called 10X Genomics. Jackson, good morning, sir. Jackson says, morning all, lurking again, but hope you are all having a happy trading day. Thank you, Jackson. I'm having a good day. I know that. Mount Solo says, yes, the volume got me over the fence on this. Yeah, there's a lot of volume. I mean, a lot of people are coming in there. Air China is SHA on Hong Kong market. I don't know if I'm good. Yeah, I don't have access to that. I don't have access to that chart. Jackson says, also, I second Steve's comment. I scoured the internet for a mentor in Greg's transparency. It's wonderfully refreshing. A gold nugget should anyone want to pull the trigger on 101 lessons. Highly recommended. Thank you, Jackson. Appreciate that. It was great working with you and still working with you. Kamal, TXG volatility. It's easier to hit that 5% intraday. Yes, it is a very good point, Kamal, and thank you for letting me know that. And, most stocks don't have that kind of volatility. In this particular case, because of that volatility, I would probably cut my position in half, and I appreciate you mentioning that. What he's saying is that it's easy to hit your 5% maximum loss on that because that's kind of like an average day for this because of the volatility. So very, very good point. And this is a good example of when you have extreme huge moves on a particular stock, then you want to adjust for volatility. So if I do take this trade today, I would take a half position. Thank you, Kamal. Mount Solo says, or Mount Solo, Amon Solo. Take a look at Budweiser. Still under the 30. Yes, it is. Zach says, oh, volume. That was the other thing. I saw a tweet yesterday saying volume creates a huge base and didn't know what that meant or how it relates to getting in or out of trades. I look at volume like votes, Zach. I think Steve taught me that a while back. But, if you have a huge amount of volume, it means you have a huge amount of people coming in. Like on TXG, you have a lot of votes, right? It just means a lot of people are seeing this. A lot of people are getting in. If you have something that's going up and up and up on lower and lower volume, it's a bad sign. If you have something that's going down and down and down, but the volume's drying up, to me, that's a bullish sign. So, on this kind of trigger, a lot of people have seen it and a lot of people are in. But right now, let's see, the close 90.22. Now it's under. So it's under. At this point, it wouldn't trigger. Now it's over. So this thing works pretty good. Wayne, hey, how you doing? Hi. Any thoughts on ALLY? All right. How am I doing on time here? We have about 10 minutes. Oh gosh. Whoa. Look at that. Well, my thoughts on this, Wayne, is I never liked these big, huge skyscraper bars down here. This looks like a little bar, but actually this bar is this long. From here to here. That's a big bar. That's going to be tough to overcome to the upside. Would I buy this? No, I wouldn't. At the very least, if like somebody forced me to buy this, I'd say, can I please wait till it at least closes above the 30, right? Because you should have support at the 30, and this was so weak that it blasted through even those 30 RSI buyers. So I would not touch this here, to be honest with you. Okay, let me take a quick recap here on what's happening. All right, Facebook. Okay, Facebook is down now a little bit, but still the cross under is in place. IWM definitely has come off of its high, but the crossover is still in place. One profit target. S&P definitely off its high, but for the overnight SPY trade, at least we get a little better deal on that. AT&T is fine, hit the one profit start target, still holding everything, still holding the 50 moving averages, so forth. And UAL, pretty amazing, right? The halfway of this washout bar is exactly where it tested today. Let's take a look here. Walt Disney is under 50. I think I'm gonna just have to wait for a revisit to the 200-day or take a moving average on Walt Disney, which I'm trying to think right off the top of my head. What is it? Oh, 1050 EMA. So if the 10 crossed over the 50 EMA, if I miss it here, I can catch it on the crossover. So I think I'm probably going to just let that one go. Goldman Sachs, 48.22, rejected the 10-day. I think I'm probably going to let that one go as well. Energy, I do like this one better. Has not rejected the 50. Gives me a little diversification with some energy stocks instead of tech and everything else. Nice higher low V2 here. Rejection of the -1 ATR channel. So that one is on my list. And then our TXG, I do quite like that. 90.22, and it is at 91. Let me see what the bid-ask spread is on this bad boy. Okay, TXG. Oh boy, that's a 73-cent spread, everyone. I don't think I can do that. The spread's too high. If you want to sell it, it's 86.41. I'm sorry, 90.76, 90.92. Ask is 91.34. So the spread now is 41 cents. So if you hit market and then want to sell it again, market, you're right off the bat, you're losing 41 cents. I'll see if that tightens up, but it's a little too wide of a spread for me to have to get in and get out. Now the spread's 6 cents, a little better. Okay, so we'll watch it. Let's look at the weekly on energy. I do like this sideways movement here. We went down, 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 but now we finally have found some support, which is a good sign. Better to buy when you have some sideways movement than just hoping to catch a falling knife here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get out of UAL here. Just take the loss on that one and then be able to buy XLE if I choose, or TXG. Okay. Very nice on GSX for Glenn. I mean, what a trade. That's an Amon solo trade right there. Wow. Fantastic. Congratulations, Glenn. Okay, I talked about the 50 RSI. Andrew got out of UAL. Bing He took BBD. All right, let's check it out. Bing He took 745, looks like a under 30, over 30. 745 with the under 30, over 30 on BBD, and that's Bing He. Okay, so let's look at your current position. So Zach and Amon Solo kicking butt here on Luckin Coffee. Kamal looks like it's still holding over the 200. Murat, Noki is coming down here, but coming down on low volume. I do like that. We were talking about volume. You know, big up moves with volume, and then if you come back down, have a pullback, but it's pretty low volume, that just means there's a little profit taking. There's not distribution, and I would expect to be able to buy that first bounce and have it go back up. Okay, Evan's still doing okay here on DD. At least it's still profitable. Hasn't rejected the 50. RPD, Bing He. Watch that 200-day moving average on Rapid 7. Glad to see it bounce there. Was much higher earlier. Okay, PI for Amon Solo off of its highs. Did reject this previous high here. And did this get up to 70 RSI? How high did this get today? 66, 70, 66, 80. But it did reject this high here. So anyway, let us know. Give me an update on PI if you get a chance. Amon, Exxon. Nobody has Exxon. Beyond Meat. Let's see how high this got. Got to 65.91. So if you make any changes on that Mount Solo, please let me know. All right, where are we at now? All right, so I better turn my attention here to what I'm doing. Walt Disney still rejected the 50. Goldman Sachs still rejecting the 50. XLE, I do like the higher low V2 with the rejection and with the -1 and the positive MACD crossover. And on the weekly, I do like the sideways movement. So let's take a quick look at TXG. TXG. The spread's 45 cents. Dang it. Yeah, I don't think I can get involved with that with a 43-cent spread. Probably going to go up 20% tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, but I didn't spend that 43 cents. You know, I think my plan here on TXG is I am going to put in a half position at the bid. If I get filled at the bid, then fine. If not, I'll just have to let it go. So if I can get filled at the bid, I'll be happy with that. So I'll put that order in there. Otherwise, what did I do? Otherwise, I'm going to pick up XLE. $53. Oh, it's taken off. So I don't think I'm going to get it. I don't think I'm going to get it. But I am going to buy XLE. All right. All right, 3, 2, 1. where did I get filled here? So SPY at 338.34. And XLE at 54.86. All right, so Facebook did close a bit negative, but still under the crossover and still positive. IWM did close about halfway of its bar, but still under the crossover, one profit target. SPY, we had the nice overnight trade. New entry today at 338.34. Bam. AT&T, one profit target, still holding though. UAL, I did get out of UAL, and it did close below the previous days. It did close below halfway the washout bar, so valid exit. I was going to get out to make room, but I got out a little bit earlier there. But so, all right, that one's a small loss. We'll take that one off the board. Remember, small losses are going to happen. They're going to happen a lot, everyone. Nothing to be worried about. You know, I had a conversation with Kamal the other day, and he said, yeah, you know, I lost yesterday. I forgot the name of the stock. And I was like, that's exactly what you want. You want to really, if he had lost a ton of money, he would definitely have remembered the symbol that he lost money on, right? But it was a small loss with good position sizing. And you know you're probably trading well when you can't remember what the stock that you just had a small loss was on. That means it wasn't a big loss, wasn't, you know, didn't make a big impression. And that's exactly what we want. All right, XLE 54.86. Boom, boom. The stop is halfway of the washout bar here. I will be looking at the 50 RSI will be my intermediate term profit target. And Kamal, if you're listening, we just had this lesson, but intermediate term profit target here, ultimate profit target on here for me would be the third ATR channel. It's subjective. You could use the 50 and the 100 if you wanted. You could use the 200, but this kind of makes sense for me. All right. So Facebook down a little bit. We made some money on IWM. We made some money on SPY. Made some money on T, and lost a little money on UAL. Oh, and then the intraday trade on Space. So, all right. So that's that. Aman says, TXG, while today's volume is close to 1 million, the 50-day moving average is 250. I'm leaning towards skipping. I typically do not do well with smaller stocks. I agree. I am the same way. Murat says, $55 is very critical for XLE. It's been testing 55, and if it rejects 55, then it can dive deep. I don't think the up move of oil price is real, and we will see lower prices soon. Well, we shall see, right? Of course, we never really know what's going to happen. All we can put together is a plan, and you know, as long as you have a plan, sometimes they're going to work out, sometimes they're not going to work out. But I do like the higher low V2. I do especially like the rejection. See the V2 here, day 1, day 2, day 3. I like the rejection of the -1 ATR channel. You know, it's going to find support there, and it did, and it should have support back here again. Whether it, if it moves up, rejects the 50, I will go ahead and get out. But we never know what's going to happen. All you can do is have a setup and know if this happens, I'm going to do that. If that happens, I'm going to do this. And most importantly, have a good position size. So regardless of what happened, it's not too crazy. Gamer says, what do you think about WDC? WDC. Take a look here at a couple things. Okay, so the only thing, this is still a higher low V2. We never closed above the one. Oh, no. We were above the one. We never close. Oh, we did close under. Okay. So yeah, then we go into higher low. This was a nice V1. Higher low V1 here, that's for sure. Then we rejected the 1 ATR channel. Came down. It's a V2. It's okay. The only thing here is this gap. See, gamer, see the gap on the V2? It is a V2. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 2 washes out day 1, closes above day 1's close, but there's a gap. If the gap on the V2 is larger than a quarter ATR, I don't take it. That's just the filter I have, because a lot of times those gaps like to be filled on the downside. So I personally would pass on WDC. Kamal says, sold UAL, bought XLE, will watch TXG tomorrow, holding RPD, still above 200. Yes. Oh, okay. Kamal has this as well. Yep, still above 200. Man, started out nice there today, didn't it? That was up. What was that up? That was up 2.87% at one point. Well, this is exactly the kind of situation where if you're phasing, at least you got some up here, right? Still holding match. Okay, Murat, I had a buy order on oil and just come to my order by 1 cent and didn't fill it. It just moved 5% since then, which means 50% since the order was leveraged. Oh, no. Oh, bummer, Murat. Sorry, buddy. So he had an order in to buy oil and it came within 1 cent and he didn't get filled, and then it moved 5%. Ah, that's horrible. But it happens, doesn't it? Dang it. It moved 5%? Yeah, dang it. Akshay Jakmola, hello, how are you? Thank you for coming by. It's nice to have you here. And he says, hello to you, sir. Appreciate you being here. If there's anything I can help you with, please let me know. Bing He said, cut loss for RPD. All right, so Bing He is out of RPD, so we will take Bing He off. Kamal still holding RPD and still holding match. And then TXG, did TXG, yeah, it did. It definitely did trigger the V1, but again, with the bid-ask spread, that means if you're in a hurry and you have to sell it and you can't put a limit order in, it looks like on average you're going to lose 30 to 40 to 50 cents on the bid-ask spread, and I just can't do that. Too bad. I would have bought that for sure, other than that. Okay, so look, if you have any other questions, please let me know. If you'd like me to take a look at any other symbols, please let me know. Before I do that, just quickly want to put in my daily plug. Let everybody know that I do offer private one-on-one coaching, teaching, and mentoring sessions in the evening time via Skype. I do love to teach. I've had great success with my students. I do have a course. It's 5 sessions Each session is somewhere between 2 and 3 hours. It's one-on-one. I teach you everything I've learned over the last 24 years as a full-time stock trader. I teach you everything I've learned from all of my mentors like Stephen Burns, Dr. Alexander Elder, Kerry Lavorne, Larry Williams, and then of course all the things that I've developed over the years as well. I think it's a great course. We talk about my 4 different types of approaches to trading, which are basically deep dip buys, higher low V1s, V2s, return to values, V1s, V2s, double bottom with bullish divergences, and then crossovers also, right? So I basically 5. And so we go through each one. The first part of the lesson I teach. The second part, I ask you a lot of questions. I throw a lot of curveballs at you, have you teach it back to me so I know that you are listening and you understand and grasp the concept. We do a lot of chart study. We go through chart after chart after chart, or we go through every single day on a chart. Okay, what about now? Anything here? No. Now, no. Okay, we need a return to value, right? So we just do a lot of simulation, a lot of chart start, so we can look at all sorts of different situations. So if you're interested, I think you really would like it. It is $1,000, but I do think it is definitely worth every penny, just because of the time involved and the personal attention that you get as a student. But if you're interested, I usually like to have a Skype call with a prospective student. It's free. There's no obligation. I promise you, about half an hour. I just want to get to know you a little bit better, talk about your trading and your goals and your challenges and so forth. You can ask me any question, and then at the end, if we decide we're a good fit for each other, then we'll schedule the lessons. And like I said, each lesson at nighttime, somewhere between 2 and 3 hours, basically until you get it, essentially. So anyway, if you're interested, my email is in the description of this video here, or you can send me a message on Twitter and just let me know that you want to, set up the 30-minute Skype call with me. But again, there's no pressure, there's no obligation whatsoever. I promise you, I don't like that kind of stuff. So if that's of interest, please let me know. And if you like today's podcast, if you're learning something from this podcast or this live stream, whatever we want to call it, please do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. It does help grow the channel. There's a lot of people out there that could definitely use a little tutoring and mentoring and learning some good trading principles. And I think if we can get them here to this channel, they would. So please hit the thumbs up button on the way out if you like the content. I would really appreciate it. Bing He says, I did exit RPD wrongly. I thought it had an inverted V1, rejected 5 EMA and 10 EMA. Well, it is a V1 to the downside, no doubt about that. It did reject the 5, it did reject the 10. Yeah, I mean, no right answer on this. It is holding the, you bought it over the 200 and it's still above the 200. You could definitely look at the rejection of the 10 in this V1 as a red flag that kind of overrides your initial stop, but we'll see, right? One of you are going to be right. Either Kamal's going to be right by staying in, or Bing He's going to be right by getting out. Murat says, today it was the first day I thought I had learned how to read the candles. I was short in a trade, didn't like how it moved, closed it, went long, up 21% and closed it. Oh, I was short in a trade, didn't like how it moved, closed it, reversed and went long, up 21%. Fantastic, Murat. Nice going, my friend. That's a good point that Murat makes. And, you hear a lot of market wizards and professional traders say this, but just because you have an opinion on an initial trade, it doesn't mean that you cannot, on a dime, reverse your opinion and think it's going to go the other way, right? Don't be too rigid in your thinking. And Murat just gave us an excellent example of him being short, deciding he didn't like it, and having the ability and the latitude to change and go switch his position from net short to net long, and he had a 21% move. So great, Murat. That's fantastic. All right, what's happening in after hours here? Dow Jones down a penny. Facebook's down 8 cents. Boy, I can't read red very well. IWM is up 18 cents, so that's good. Qs are up 14 cents. SPY's up 6 cents. AT&T's up a penny. I'll take it. And XLE is flat. Up a little now. All right. Bing He says, I thought we need to be fearful when losing and cut losses quickly. Trading very difficult. Sometimes follow the rules may not be correct. Well, yes, you're right. We do need to be fearful when we're losing, and we need to be hopeful when we're winning. 100%, you're right. But you know, when you first get into a trade, Bing He, obviously, I mean, yes, you are down a little bit on the trade, but you know, your initial stop was the 200. Now, if it had got way up here and had a big reversal bar, for sure, but you're kind of still in the early stages of your trade here, right? So there's negative. We had this reversal, yes, but we did stay above the 200-day. So, you know, it's a fine line. It's a fine balance, but it has not moved below your initial stop, right? So, you know, we'll find out. We'll find out. But positive, it held the 200. Negative, it had a huge reversal bar. So, you know, mixed signals. Where did space end up today? Oh my gosh. It's insane. It's insane. That's all I can say. I mean, look at this big, huge sell-off. All of a sudden, people were like, nope, nope, too low. Nobody wanted it here. And everybody wanted it again. All right. I read an article today about how small investors are getting really bidding this up. They're the ones really active in buying this stock. And, you know, my first thought is whenever small individuals, investors pile into something, it usually doesn't end well. I'm not saying that's not going to be the case for Virgin Galactic, but generally, as soon as the public comes rushing into a stock with no abandon, and they just start piling in, regardless of fundamentals, regardless of anything. But anyway, boy, I'll tell you what though, I really, really wish I'd been watching this on the 5-minute bar, because look, I just noticed this trade, right? We closed below the -1 ATR channel. We rally back into the value zone. Look at this V2. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 2, washes out day 1 right here, closed above the moving averages. I very likely would have taken that trade, and that would have been a freaking nice run in 15 minutes for 6.68%. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine if you're short this stock? Oh. So I'm glad some of our team's in that stock. Jesse, that's you, bud. And by the way, I don't know if Frank's out there listening, but if you are out there listening and lurking, hello, Frank. Good to see you, buddy. Or good to thank you for being here. If you're there, I'm not sure if you are, but if you are, I want to say hi and hope you're doing well. Bing He said, oh, I forgot one more rule. Cut half position if in doubt. Very good. That is true. It's one of my favorite rules, Bing He. If I'm really torn on something, selling half is the way to go. Because if you sell it and it goes down, you're glad you sold half. If you sell it half and it goes up, you're glad you still have half. Murat said, Frank had a poem about opinions once. The only thing which matters is the market and how the candles move. I had very large losses in oil trade because I thought I thought I knew what the market was, because I thought when market was doing what the market was doing was wrong. Yeah, Linda Raschke has a really good saying out there that says, trade the price, not your opinions. I mean, man, if I traded my opinion, I'd be the most horrible trader ever. But I'm a pretty good trader and have pretty good results when I, like Murat says, I just follow the price action. Oh, I know what it was. It was, my opinion is none of my business when it comes to trading. You remember that, Murat, that Frank said? My opinion is none of my business when it comes to trading. I think that's what you're talking about. That was so good. Solo says, market is extended, but I am following rules and getting in if they say so, and for protection have shrunk position size to half. Excellent. Excellent. Jackson says, I'll have to scroll up to view Frank's daily words of wisdom. I post them each day on my Twitter, Jackson, so I do have a list. Glenn says, GSX trailing stop at 10 EMA, 38.80 target. Target is 60. All right. Wow, what a day. What a day, Glenn. Stop is 10 EMA. Makes sense. Give it some breathing room. Target 60. Let's look at this on a weekly. Well, monthly. Boy, I can't even put this in. I can't even put this into context, but who knows? It could get to 60. Murat says yes, correct. All right, everybody. Well, Andrea, I'm looking forward to our third lesson tonight. It's always nice to work with Andrea, and I think she's doing very well. So I will speak to you tonight, 8 o'clock your time, and I'm looking forward to that. And so, listen, thank you, everybody, for coming today. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Just want to leave you with two things. One, please go out, do something nice for somebody today, just a wave or a smile or hello. Just a nice gesture really could make a big difference in their day. And you might do that nice gesture and just walk away and forget about it, but it may stay with them for the rest of the day. And so why not? It's free, it doesn't take a lot of effort, and we could all definitely be a little nicer to each other in this world today, right? And then if you like today's podcast, again, on the way out, if you don't mind just taking a half a second, hitting that thumbs up button, I would really, really appreciate it. So all right, take care, everybody, and I will look forward to hopefully seeing everybody tomorrow. All right, take care now. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.